everyone, in this video I'm going to go over a short overview on how to assess a deep tendon reflexes as a nursing student. I'm going to show how to individually assess the following deep tendon reflexes: the bicep, the triceps, the brachiodialysis, the patellar, and the Achilles. And in order to do this, you will need a reflex hammer, and this is what a common reflex hammer looks like. So, you may be asking yourself, what is the purpose and why do we even assess the deep tendon reflexes? Well, deep tendon reflexes help us evaluate the lower motor neuron and fibers at specific levels in the body. This tells us how the spinal nerve root C5 to C6 is working. Is it working appropriately? On the triceps that you're going to hit on the tricep tendon, it tells us how C7 to C8 is working, and I'll go over those individually whenever I show you how to do them. Now, in nursing school, you're going to have to learn how to do this, probably get checked off by your teacher in eliciting responses and those 5 deep tendons. Now, it's elicit the responses of the deep tendon reflexes. A lot of people, whenever you're going to get that tendon to respond, you want to make sure you swing your hammer nice and brisk. Not too slowly, not too fastly. Make sure you move it back because you don't want the hammer to rest on the tendon after you hit, because you're not going to get the response you want. Also, you want to make sure that you're hitting a tendon. A lot of people, whenever they're beginning, they will don't know what they're hitting, and what you're hitting is the tendon of that particular muscle. So always make sure you're finding that a good way to get to find that tendon is have the patient flex the muscle, and you can feel a cord-like area, which is the tendon of where you're supposed to hit. So the first one we're going to hit is the bicep tendon. The first tendon reflex we're going to check is the bicep tendon. The bicep tendon is located below the bicep muscle in the antecubital fossa area. If you're beginning out, what you want to do is you want to find that tendon. So to find the tendon, we are going to have the patient flex the arm and flex the bicep, and you will find it. It feels like a cord-like area, and whenever you find it, just put your thumb over it, and this is going to elicit the response of C5 to C6. So I have my thumb over the tendon area, and I'm going to have her relax the muscle and just drape her forearm over her lap, and then I'm just going to hit with my hammer briskly, and what you're looking for is contraction of the bicep and flexion of the forearm. And there we go.
Let's do the triceps. Now we're going to check the tricep deep tendon, and it is located on the back of the arm right above the elbow. What you can do is just extend the arm out, and you can feel just right above the elbow that deep tendon. So what you're going to do is you want this whole area to be relaxed. So we're going to help the patient dangle their arm, tell them to let it go limp, and this is going to check C7 to C8. What we're going to do is we're going to take the hammer and just briskly hit on that deep tendon. So here we go. And what you'll see is the extension of the forearm and the slight contraction of the tricep. Now let's check our brachioradialis. We're gonna check the brachioradialis deep tendon, and this is checking C5 to C6. This can be one of the most difficult tendons applying because it is not as pronounced as the other tendon. So what you want to do is you want to find the radial styloid process, which is the noodle on the wrist, and go about 2 to 3 centimeters above that. Have the patient turn where their thumbs up and relaxing the floor and resting it on their leg. We're going right above that, and what we're looking for is for the hand to supinate, which the palm will turn out upward, and you will see a little bit of reflection in the forearm. Now let's check our patellar and our Achilles. To check the patellar reflex, this is going to be looking at L2 to L4, and to find that tendon, what you want to do is locate the kneecap and then go just a little bit right below it, and the best way is to have the patient extend the leg out, and then that tendon will pop out, and that is where you're going to go. After locating the tendon, put your hand behind the knee just to support it. Have them relax, and the tendon is right here, and what you're going to do is you're just going to tap briskly, and what we're looking for is this lower leg to extend outward. So here we go. Now let's check the Achilles. Achilles is going to look for L5 to S2, and this is best done having the patient dangle their feet just like whenever you're checking the patellar. You usually want to check those two together, and what you're going to do is you're going to dorsiflex the foot up like that, and you will see the tendon which is located right above the heel, and it's right there. And what we're going to do is we're looking for the foot to plantar flex, so it's going to go down like that, to respond, but in order to do it, you're going to dorsiflex the foot by supporting your hand underneath it and just tapping the bottom of it and flex muli yon.
Okay, so that is how you check the deep tendon reflexes. Thank you so much for watching.